What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Zoop here, and today we're going to be talking about the Tier 9 Premium German Heavy Cruiser Siegfried. Much like the USN got Alaska, Russians got Kronstadt, and IJN got Azuma, the Kriegsmarine gets the heavy treatment, and I'm going to share my first impressions. First, a few stats on Siegfried. You get 62,850 hit points. Your artillery is three 380mm twin turrets. This makes the caliber similar to Alsace, albeit 10 meters per second slower at 820. Having 15-inch guns on a cruiser is definitely reason for excitement. Those guns have a 20.6 kilometer range, and you can add spotter aircraft if you desire for further reach, but I wouldn't advise it. With main battery mod 3, they have a 22.9 second reload. Secondaries have a respectable 6.5 kilometer range with AFT, but forget about this stat, and I'll tell you why later. You have quad torpedo launchers on each side with a range of 8 kilometers and speed of 65 knots. AA defenses are respectable with the ability to use DF if you want it. Speed with Sierra Mikes is a fast 35.2 knots with a rudder shift of 11.2 seconds using Steering Gears Mod 2. I played around with Steering Gears Mod 3, and while it made this ship fairly nimble, I settled for Concealment instead, deciding the 11.9 kilometer lowest concealment to be much more important. Now, you might be watching this video right now and thinking, yeah, I'm digging this ship. Lots of citadels. Well, this is the old YouTube magic here and the ability to cherry pick whatever I want. What you won't be seeing are the 5 rounds before this in which I couldn't crack 100,000 damage, so don't get too excited. I almost threw the towel in with this ship until this round. It was not a fun start. Yes, you have some very big guns, and yes, they can pack a punch when the stars align. But how well you do with these guns depends on a number of factors. First, you have to hope the majority of the enemy will go broadside to you. Second, you have to be inside the wheelhouse for the guns. This seems to be right around 13 kilometers or so. And lastly, if firing against cruisers, you need to pray you don't overpin, which happens a lot. The guns are not easy to handle at all. And while accuracy is great sometimes, using Aiming Systems Mod 1, other times, it seems just off. And this is amplified by the fact that you only have 6 barrels. And again, the overpins don't help. The AP fuse needs to be decreased in my opinion to eliminate the overpins just a tad. If a cruiser gets within 10 kilometers, more times than not, you'll be banging your head against your keyboard on account of the less than 5,000 damage you're about to deal. This is your AP. Your HE has issues as well. It's just not that good. Sure, it'll start fires easily enough, but the damage is lackluster when compared to the other Tier 9 heavy premiums. I started off using HE a lot, then a little, and finally, none at all. Really, it's only good for angled high-tier battleships. I haven't even started talking about the Siegfried's survivability. Remember I said forget about your secondaries? Well, forget about your torpedoes as well. You don't want to be close enough to the enemy to use these. The torpedoes only serve as a temptation of Garden of Eden proportions. I don't want to be 8 kilometers from enemy battleships to fire them in this thing, let alone inside 10 kilometers. Siegfried is squishy. Squishy enough that I dare say I'd rather be in an Azuma or any other Tier 9 heavy for that matter. And you really feel this in Tier 10 battles. And this represents the other problem with her. This makes you want to kite, but get too far and your guns lose effectiveness. Get too close, you get pinned to oblivion. That makes the role of this ship harder to place. Because of its speed, it's likely best suited to flanking with other fast ships. I imagine if you were with some Alsaces, Georgias, or similar, you could do a decent job flanking and wrecking. But again, the stars have to align for that to happen. So, to sum it up, what you're watching is the very best of what Siegfried can do. When it's on, and things go right, you can do a lot of damage. Of course, there are no Tier 10s in this round. Again, part of that whole stars aligning theme. When the stars don't align, be ready for some serious pain and frustration. With this ship being a work in progress, I'm hoping she gets some more tweaks prior to release. To make it worth it, if it's to be a free XP ship, she's going to need some more help. But I really don't know outside of the AP fuse how best to help her. She seems confused. Of course, I would be too if I only had 6 battleship guns on a heavy cruiser platform. Graf Schwey. Anyhow, I'll keep you updated if this ship gets any updates. I'm interested to know what you think about this ship. Let me know in the comments. Anyhow, take it easy, and I'll catch you all later. Zoop out.